toasting, joking too. Sipping and roasting is what we do. Light 'em up, drink 'em down. Whiskey and cigars all around. Cheers, y'all.
That sounds like a party just about to happen, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this fine radio program, podcast, and video extravaganza known internationally as the world-famous Smokin' and Toastin'. It's show number 478 today, and we are talking about fine spirits, craft beer, and hand-rolled cigars. Not necessarily in that order.
I love all those things.
We'll get to all of those. Welcome to the show. We are excited to have guests in the studio today. Joseph Beck, who's a rep for O.H. Ingram and the Ingram Distillery, is here, but he's off camera, so he's waving everybody. He's kind of like the producer. Was Biff Henderson? Was David Letterman's producer?
Oh, Biff, yeah.
He would occasionally do shout-outs to Biff. You're Biff today, so welcome to the show.
What was it? Frank De Cordova was the
one
from the Tonight Show.
And also, Master Blender from the Ingram Distillery is here with us, Scott Beyer. Scott, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Did I pronounce your last name right?
You did not. It's Beyer.
Beyer,
But
okay.
you know what? It's a common mistake.
Okay, it's all right.
You did it too yesterday.
Beyer, like the Stranger Things. Like Beyer without the S. Beyer.
You can be assured that I will get it wrong a number of times before the show ends today.
That's okay.
So
It's tough.
We're known for just making up names.
But they brought. Yeah,
I have heard that.
Yeah, just ask Anthony Doxakis. So welcome to the show, you guys. Today we're talking about O.H. Ingram's award-winning whiskey and three stouts, not 3 shots. 3 stouts that are worthy of your glass.
Oh.
So an interesting new study came out where they did like 17 different stouts, and they only picked 3 as being worthy for your glass. Yeah. Wow. So we'll get to that, and that'll be a lot of fun. We do have several, kind of like standing engagements here on the show, things that we try to do every week. One is that we bring you the Drunken Fact. This is something that is good to, be able to pass along at parties once everybody's had a few drinks and you want to be the person who drops some serious knowledge and, kind of like rules the party from that point on out. So our Drunken Fact will be coming up for you today. These are true facts. We know they're true because we found them on the internet. And today's Drunken Fact teaser headline is... The straight poop about penguins. And in the second hour of the show, we do a little thing called Drinking News. That has become the most popular segment on the show. We have no idea why. But Drinking News is where we bring you a story from the news. And it's something we'll do a little teaser of right now for you. So a teaser headline for today's Drinking News. What do you call a man with no arms and no legs? A criminal.
I did that wrong. Hold on.
I thought something was
That's what
missing.
I was going for.
I thought something was missing.
A,
there,
I remembered an old joke when you said that, but B, I know where you're going with this, and
yeah.
I like it already.
Well, I'll just tell you, a lot of times I don't, I don't like to do stories in Drinking News where someone dies. Right, because it feels like it's me being
but
disrespectful.
This story is not about the death.
Correct.
At all.
Thank you. And this is, in all my time of Drinking News, more people have sent me this one story, which we'll do in today's Drinking News, than anything else since
Tell
this
me
all
you
started.
haven't watched like the Darwin Awards videos. Come on.
Yeah, I also really enjoy
the guy with the chair with the helium balloons.
Yeah.
Come on.
I also really enjoyed this segment on Jimmy Kimmel's show they do occasionally called This Week in Florida. That's one of my favorites. And I've found some good Florida man stories for Drinking News by watching that. We'll be talking about some beers and some whiskey today. Obviously, as you can see from the camera shot here, that Terry's got all these whiskeys spread out. We're going to be drinking a lot on today's show because the folks from O.H. Ingram and the Ingram Distillery have brought plenty of samples, which is why we do the show. Quite frankly, yeah, we're excited about that. We'll also be trying some beers from Frosttown Brewing right here in Houston. Our first Frosttown beer on the show. We'll be trying their Schwarzbier called Black Lager.
I like Frosttown, man. That's a cool place.
Yeah, they have some interesting and unusual beers.
It's real close to where you are too.
Yes, it is, and I'm pretty sure this is the first. We've had like black IPAs and some other things. I think this is the first black lager we've had.
It was on my list whenever we did 2 shows ago. Frosttown, one of them was on my list.
That's right. Oh, that's right. I remember that. Also from, and I love this brewery's name. They're out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. They're called Surly Brewing Company, as in surly disposition. And their IPA, which we're going to try, is called Furious. So that fits.
Isn't it Surly a bike company too?
I think there is a Surly bikes. Yeah, and then sometimes I'm just surly,
True,
because it happens, like on last week's show. But anyway, we'll also from St. Louis, Missouri, be trying a beer from Perennial Artisan Ales. It is their blended barrel-aged ale, the Anniversary Blend 2025. And so I know that doesn't sound like anything that would appeal to you, Ian, but it comes in huge...
You have me a Perennial Ale.
It comes in a huge bottle. A lot of times we have something from Perennial. It's in one of those smaller bottles or cans. No, this one's in an enormous, like a champagne-sized bottle.
Love it.
So,
Love it.
Yeah, so we'll be getting to that. Now, because I knew we weren't going to have enough to drink on the show today.
So you had to bring extra.
Had to bring a little extra and big sort of beer. So lots of things going on. Let's, Terry, why don't we go ahead and try the beverage of mystery here? This has already been poured, and here's the intro. The beverage of mystery. So beverage of mystery is a simple thing. One of us brings in a beverage of some sort. Sometimes it's alcoholic. Occasionally it's not. Sometimes it's a seltzer or a canned cocktail or maybe even a beer, or if Ian's involved, Malort. But the person who brings it is the only one who knows what it is until we do the sampling.
That music sounds like this smells.
It's giving me PTSD from 2 shows ago.
Yeah. So you're talking about the lemon pledge?
Lemon
PTSD?
Pledge. I know. It's like the same thing.
Wow,
It's
this
very
is-
lemon
yeah,
pledge.
The only intoxicant that could be in this would be alcohol, right? Like, you're not gonna trick me into drinking THC cocktail or
No,
something.
I can promise you this is not a THC cocktail. It's okay
the
if
last
you get.
guy, we got him to eat a Tide Pod.
No. And it had THC in it. So no.
You remember when that Tide Pod challenge was a thing, and everyone was like, "But they look like candy," and I'm just like, everything in nature that is dangerous is brightly colored.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
Not
where's
great.
your instinct?
It's not great.
It's not good at all.
My instinct is telling me not to even taste this beverage, but since it is the beverage of mystery, I'm going
It's
to.
awful. Cruz, you keep getting worse every freaking week.
I mean,
Well,
it smells.
Oh,
This one's made with real alcohol, I can tell, and it's not that high quality stuff. It's
No.
the
Malt-
it's
malt
it's,
beverage.
It's I don't even know if
This
it's malt
tastes
beverage.
like
I think
somebody-
It's just like Taka.
This tastes like
Vodka.
somebody spilled a ready-to-drink margarita onto the pebbles around someone's pool.
This thing has like heads, hearts,
That's
tails,
what it
everything.
is.
I was
I
going
just
to
wanna
say someone poured this onto a carpet and then drained out the carpet and poured it back into a bottle.
I just want to
It
say
is a margarita.
to
isn't
both
it?
of you, those
This is more like the
observations are very
underlayment,
specific.
the underlayment of the carpet. You know, the foamy stuff
yeah,
underneath.
yeah.
It gets more and more specific as we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
I just want to say, guys, this is, we talk about sometimes when we have whiskey, we talk about the whiskey hug, which is after you've swallowed, after you've done the
little
finish,
heat
and it
that
kind of
comes
comes back and gives you a little heat. This has kind of like a carpet mold hug,
Terrible.
which
Right.
comes back in a big way at the end. This is terrible.
This is
Yeah.
awful.
This I can already tell would cause much verp.
I feel like there's a different question that needs to be asked this time, which is that a can of lemon pledge? In your
Or are you just happy to be here?
Or it's just like rat poison or something like that.
Ordinarily, I would
Skinny
go,
sweet
"Oh
from the
no, I'm
9 to
just
5."
happy to be here," because usually it's like a tall can or something, and in your pocket it kind of makes you look like you're, rocking something big. But today,
Before you even tell everybody what this is, I just want to think about that. The boardroom where someone came in with samples and they said this is definitely the one,
Right, yeah.
I don't get it.
right? I
If-
mean,
if
that's
it-
kind of your job, right?
If this was absolutely ice cold,
right?
this would work
A little bit better, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, because you would just
You won't
notice
taste
the
it, right,
lime.
right.
But once it warmed up a little bit, that's
Yeah.
when
When it
Yeah.
warms, the true essence of the furniture polish
And-
starts to come through.
This is for sure a cocktail, one of those canned cocktails.
Yeah.
I know.
You are correct, sir. This is what they call a slamzy. It's a party drink.
Oh my god!
And the name of this one is Electric Lemonade.
I've seen
My
those on
advice is
Instagram.
unplug it.
I did feel
Yeah.
shocked
Yeah.
of how bad it was.
That is.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
First off, let me just look at that name there. It's called Slamsies. It's not called Sipsies.
Slamsy.
Right.
It's not called
Yeah.
Sipsies. It's called Slamsies.
Well-
So for a reason,
Yeah.
just get through this quick.
And
Yeah.
it literally
Just get
says
through this.
electric lemonade party drink, right?
Right.
Which
so
is-
I would imagine, by
It
the way.
should say fast acting.
Yeah, it should. But if you think about it, if that was ice cold and you open it up and did the whole thing in one drink, at least you would only get the aftertaste one time.
Oh,
Yes.
well,
True.
there's that.
You know?
See, that's you're solving problems instead of
That's-
dwelling on problems. And I love
what
that about you.
It's why I like to be here. It's why I
This
enjoy
has
doing
to
the
be
show.
one of the most awful ones.
This
It
is
is
really bad.
truly
Like it's,
one of the worst.
It won't get out of my mouth.
Yeah, it is truly one of the worst. So
I've decided some of this stuff that's created for college people is created for people that have not tasted other stuff, so
You may
they
be-
don't know
right, you may
that
be
it's
right.
bad.
Right, because I remember, maybe the first alcoholic beverage I ever had was probably like Boone's Farm.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Dude,
know?
I used
Boone's
to-
Farm is way better than this.
It
Yeah.
surely is.
And
And
But at the
Boone's
time-
Farm is by no means any good.
But at the time,
it's
you have-
way better than
You have
this.
no point of reference, so
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, in college, Jose
'Cause you wanna
Cuervo
be cool, you know?
Blue Moon Margarita mix.
Oh,
Maybe
good.
we're
Yeah.
missing.
That
Maybe
was-
we're missing the point. Maybe that boardroom is a bunch of older guys snickering, going, "Oh yeah, they'll drink this too." Maybe that's what I'm getting wrong.
or it's like a bunch of young guys who have no discernment at all. They're like, well, let's get me drunk, bring it on.
They just need enough positive interaction from
Fast
Instagram.
acting.
I need to
Fast
see the
acting.
website.
Well, Ian, I know your palate's going to need some relief, so I think
Oh.
what we will plan to do is we'll
so
plan to
bad.
get to a little bit of whiskey in the next segment, and hopefully that'll be
I like beer
a
too.
palate cleanser for you. Should
Dude,
we go?
okay, so like I'm drinking a Belgian style quadruple coming in at 10.5%, and it's barely cutting the aftertaste
Wow, yeah.
of that thing
That tells you a
that
lot.
atrocity that you just brought upon me.
Speaking of the beer that you've got here, we do want to give big thanks out to last week's special guest. We were out at Copperhead Brewing, friend of the show and radio personality Grego, and the brewmaster from
Grego's
Copperhead
so fun,
Brewing who was
yes.
on the show.
And
so we want
Bart-
to thank them.
Bart was in rare form.
I didn't list him in the thanks. Somehow that
Bart was in rare form.
actually. I did list him, but it
We
got
do.
edited out because it was filled with swears.
It was
We do want to shout out to Copperhead though for being the beer sponsor for
Yes,
this
absolutely.
month.
Their-
And,
their
and for
beer
this
is-
amazing Medusa
at least
beer.
Listen, their beer is amazing, and their brewmaster, super cool guy.
And at least
That's all I have
we'll
to say
give,
on that
we'll give
subject.
Bart the that he brought out some decent alcohol.
He did.
The time that he did.
He
So
did.
he
And
knew,
all-
the plan.
All
Yeah,
the beers
okay.
were
I
good.
gotta say, when the beverage of mystery that he brought
Yes.
Yeah, that's
out was
best.
a 1950s Jim Beam.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, it was.
No,
It was something else.
I'm not in any way denigrating the beverages that were served. They were quite good.
So what do we got going on the show today? What are we doing next?
Well, I thought, do we have time, Terry, to do the drunken fact?
No, I think we're probably going to need to move that to the next segment.
All right, so we'll have the drunken fact coming up. The website Serious Eats taste tested 16 stouts, and they say only 3 are worth your pint glass.
Only 3.
Yeah, and so we'll get to what those 3 were according to those guys, and we have lots of beers to taste, as I talked about, and I don't know, I'm just looking at the table here, maybe a little whiskey. Maybe we'll get into that coming up in the next segment. It's Smoking and Toasted, and we will be right back.
I like whiskey.
Ooh. Welcome back at Smoking and Toasted. Roberto is now the champion of the uncorking. That was the best uncorking sound effect we've ever had
pretty
on the show.
amazing.
Yeah. Speaking of Roberto, I didn't mention that he is here, but he is in our audience today or on
Yeah.
the show. today, making him now
Yeah.
Studio audience.
even more likely than Christopher Hart to crash the show if he knows there's going to be whiskey. So welcome, and it's nice to have you, Roberto. It is always fun to do the kind of sampling that we're going to do today, which is like a lot. So before we get to that, Ian, let's find out what you had to smoke this week. Anything interesting?
You know, you mentioned this a minute ago, and I should have pulled it up, so I'm going to stall a moment. Here we go.
Okay.
Yes. So I bought some of the Oliva seconds.
Oh, so it's
bundle
interesting
of 'em.
because I'm doing seconds today too.
Are you really?
Yes. Yeah. Well, kind of, sort of.
This is the ML is the
Okay.
code on it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I looked up, and it's apparently the Melanio
Millennium
Maduro.
Yeah.
is
Okay.
what
Which
it
is my favorite of all
the
Oliva
Robusto
cigars.
size.
Yeah.
So, San Andreas Maduro wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and filler. The appearance, dark brown wrapper, leathery and oily, slightly mottled, inconsistent firmness overall, and no band. So, it's not a super pretty cigar.
Well, it's a
It
second,
just looks
so,
like a cigar, right?
Yeah.
Pre-light sniff on this Sweet Earth and Barnyard I got on there. Pre-light draw, I used a clip, had an effortless draw, almost too effortless.
And sometimes that happens in those seconds.
Coffee and earth with a touch of chocolate is what I got on that draw. The initial light on this, it had a Nicaraguan pepper breeze.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Not a blast,
Not a
but
blast,
a breeze.
but a nice breeze. So.
Yes, yes. I got coffee and leather. The retro hail is peppery and woody. The first third of this comes in with pepper and earth, chocolate and coffee, woody and nutty. All those things happening at the same time. The retro hail is peppery and sweet with a hint of wood, solid ash, good burn.
Nice.
The second third of this chocolate and coffee kind of move forward. The woody notes resolve into cedar, definite cedar note. Pepper and earth remain consistent throughout. The retro hail is peppery and sweet cedar. Solid ash, good burn. The last third of this, it got kind of the spongy feel under the fingers.
Well, when it's a little loosely packed, yeah.
Yeah, you know that, like, and the longer it burned, the more that spongy feel kind of was there. So that was a little weird. But the flavor remained consistent throughout. The retro hails, peppery, sweet, cedar, solid ash, good burn. When you buy this bundle, I think it comes out to $3 per cigar. Mm-hmm. Seven.
Even though
At
it was spongy and loose.
$3.
Yeah.
Because it smoked great. It was fine. Like,
And the flavor was right there.
the flavor was great. Now, all that being said, maybe it's $3 and a couple cents per cigar. And the reason I say it is because there's a couple in there that immediately were bad, like just wouldn't smoke.
Well, I love that we're both doing El Cheapos today because I'll get to mine in a little bit, but I'm doing the Rocky Patel LB1 Fumas, which is the short filler
Right.
cigar.
I like the
So,
LB1.
yeah. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on, but it's time to start drinking whiskey because
I like whiskey.
the show has gone on too long now without whiskey, and we have so much to try. So I'm very
This
excited.
smells fantastic.
We have a very special guest today, Scott Beyer.
Yes.
Did I get it right?
Hey, yeah.
Okay, good. It'll probably be the only time I do, so I apologize for all the rest. Scott is the master blender from Ingram Distillery and O.H. Ingram. And so just before we sample, or wait, I'm sorry, I'm too late. Ian already has.
Oh, yeah. Well, I call it research, but I'm assuming you blended this for cinnamon and bubble gum.
Yeah.
Because holy cow, it's
It's got that on the nose,
fantastic.
both of those things. Actually, there's a lot of big bubblegum notes on the nose, which is not all.
Dude, the
bourbons
retro
do.
hail is just unbelievable.
Okay, so is this a blended whiskey?
So this is a marriage of different lot codes, but it's all wheated bourbon.
Okay.
It's 92 proof. There's 4, 5, and 6-year-old bourbon in here, and the concept behind this product was really designed for on premise.
Right.
You know, most of our stuff is $50 to $80 price range, so it makes it a little bit harder to get into certain places.
Right.
Right.
You want to build when you build a brand, you want to build it through on premise. Liquid to lips is super important, and so this was a way to do that. So we designed this with 100% recycled glass, agglomerated cork, which is why it sounded so nice up the top when you pull off the top there. But yeah, it's we wanted something that was cost value, and you every dollar you spent was worth everything in the bottle, and I think you get that out of this.
Will you repeat what you said earlier about liquor in the lips? What did you say?
Liquid to lips.
Liquid to lips.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate term that every time I hear it, it makes me shudder. But it is something that, especially distributors, always say liquid to lips.
I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I may want that on my tombstone. I don't know. Liquid to lips. I like that.
It just same thing as like moist, right? It just there's just something about those words that kind of
see. I don't see a problem with the term moist. Like if you eat a nice piece of cake, you don't want it to be damp, right?
Mushy. Well,
like how else are you going to describe it?
Don't want it to be dry either, right?
You don't want it to be damp. You want it to be moist, right?
One of the guys that I used to work with when I was a ranch hand, his name was Leland. He was from Alabama, but he would say morsh, M-O-R-S-C-H, morsh, and it's like what do you mean? Why is it morsh? And he goes, because he wants morsh of it.
All
right, Leland,
you're on the right show. I just wanted to tell you that you're right here.
One of us.
I want to talk more about this, but we have more to try, so we'll get to all of that coming up, and I'll tell you what I had to smoke this week. This is Smoking and Toasting. Oh, nice. Frosttown in the house. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasting. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And we are very, very honored to be joined today by representatives from the Ingram Distillery and O.H. Ingram Whiskey. And Scott Beyer is the master blender. So you are responsible for the blend here in Uncharted. Is that right?
Yeah.
We sampled this in the last segment, and I just have to say, we did not have enough time to talk about how good it is. I mean, this is a really wonderful, well-balanced, lots of that, bourbon, bubblegum, and cinnamon kind of a vibe. What does a bottle of the Uncharted retail for?
So it's going to be, what, $40? 38? $36 to $38.
That's
you
amazing.
Have to love this at that price.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, just seriously, there's one of the things, as we go into these weird and uncertain financial times that we feel like is our duty here on the show is to, let people know about things they can enjoy that are less expensive. And
And listen, at $40 roughly with tax and all, like not a cheap bourbon.
Right.
But also, this is definitely something you put on your shelf, and this will turn you on to this brand right here. It's so good. It's so delicious.
Absolutely love it. So we're going to try a beer. We're also going to try the next O.H. Ingram. So if you guys want to go ahead and pour that, I'm good with that. Let me tell you what I had the opportunity to smoke this
He's just
week.
showing me up on that sound.
He's really rocking it. Either that or O.H. Ingram is the best sounding whiskey we've ever had.
That is marketable.
Marketable. It's damn tasty, too. From time to time, I like to smoke El Cheapos. Partly because I think it's good to talk about these less expensive.
By the way, that's Spanish for the cheapos.
Exactly, and partly I do it because I think it's good to talk about these, less expensive cigars on the show sometimes, and partly I do it because I'm kind of a cheap bastard. So it sort of works.
I mean, that's what I call you.
On a lot of size. So I ordered a bundle of these Rocky Patel LB1 Fumas in the Toro size. Now, Fumas are short filler cigars that are made up of basically leftover tobacco clippings, and they can be a great way to save money on cigars, particularly for your kind of everyday smokes. If you're a person who doesn't want to, pull a $10 or $12 cigar out of your humidor every time you smoke, right?
Well, that starts to add up a little bit.
So the Rocky Patel LB1, and by extension the LB1 Fumas, are made with an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, a Nicaraguan binder, and filler, short filler in this case, from Nicaragua and Honduras. The pre-light notes on this were pretty strong, particularly a grassy hayfield note that gave me a sense of young tobacco. Not one of my favorite notes.
Right.
I used a V-cut on the end.
There can be a little ammonia kind of note to that, too, yeah.
So I used a V-cut on the end and lit the Fuma up, and the first puffs were very satisfying. Nuttiness, some earth, and a little pepper. But unfortunately, after about a minute, that grassiness showed up. The good news, it wasn't as pronounced as it had actually been in the pre-light. So it was a little more subtle. I will say, that from the beginning, I was really impressed with this cigar's construction. Since fumas are made out of leftover clippings after regular cigars are rolled, none of the tobacco, except, possibly the wrapper and the binder, would be considered long filler. And that usually means that even if the flavors are as good as the original, construction's generally a crapshoot on fumas, and the ash is usually flaky and short. But my first ash on the Rocky Patel LB1 Fuma was almost an inch long before I tapped it off, so I was very impressed by that. And the burn line was as good as any cigar that I've smoked recently. By the second third, the nutty flavor began to dominate with pepper on the finish and just a hint of that young tobacco greenness. It wasn't enough to keep me from enjoying the cigar, but still kept this from being a home run, even at the lower price. That said, the grassy hayfield note kind of came and went as the LB1 Fuma smoked. I just about begin believing that I stumbled onto one of the greatest cheap cigars ever when it would kind of creep back into the flavor profile and try to convince me otherwise. Final third wrapped up a bit in strength, and the overall burn was a little bit hot, which I'm guessing is due to the short fillers and the way those burn. And I think the heat made me perceive the LB1 Fuma as being a little bit stronger than it probably actually was. I'd put the strength at medium, although by the end it really seemed more full-bodied. Flavors in the last third were pretty consistent with the earlier parts of the cigar, maybe the pepper a little more pronounced in the heat there at the end. The long filler version of LB1, the regular one, it's about a $10 cigar. But the Fuma version that I bought came in at just under $2.
That's pretty
which
affordable.
is almost impossible to find these days. So to put this in perspective, for my money, the LB1 Fumas are better than Drew Estate's factory smokes, which can have that same grassy note in the tobacco from time to time, but they're not nearly as well rolled as the Rockies. I mean, this one burned like a champ. I was so pleasantly surprised. But even though I really don't like the grassy note, I'm not sure you could do much better than this for $2. Seriously. So I'm going to have to give the cigar a 6 in price to quality.
Nice.
But with the caveat that I'm still looking for a cheap cigar that burns as well as this one and has the flavor complexity of this one, but without that young tobacco grassiness. If I find it, you guys will be the first to know.
I find it fantastic that we both did seconds today. By the way, our price to quality scale is based on a 1 to 10, and at 5 you get exactly what you pay for. So if you're punching above 5, you're punching above your weight class a little bit.
And honestly, if this didn't have that young tobacco greenness to it, this would have been a 7 or an 8.
Well,
I mean, it was that good
that
for the price.
Oliva second that I had tastes so similar to the Melania Maduro that there's no way when you compare it, it's so close, and that's why it's so good. That's why I put it at 7, even at $3.
Maduro. I mean, come on, that's just one of the greatest.
I will
cigars
say though, it's always a crapshoot. Me and Roberto went half and half on a bundle of Rocky Patel Ligero. Super Ligero.
But it was like the newer.
Seconds.
It was not the Super Ligero.
They were unsmokable.
Horrible.
You remember the carpet he talked about ringing out earlier? It tastes like they rolled up that carpet.
That's what they rolled
so
up.
Bad.
And I got so excited when I saw that on the website because one of my all-time favorite cigars was Super Ligero.
Well, sure. But, Rocky Patel, and we love Rocky, and he makes some amazing cigars. But he makes so many cigars that they just can't all be amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He makes so many cigars. If you go to any online cigar retailer, there will be at least 4 or 5 Rocky blends that you've never seen before at any other retailer.
The vintage series, though, so good.
Oh, man, yeah, absolutely. And, there's I still... What is that one with the weird shape
the
that
55.
I love? The 55.
Yeah, those
Thank you.
Great.
That's an amazing cigar. So there's a lot of good ones out there.
What's amazing? This whiskey.
I was going to ask, should we go to the whiskey first or the beer first? But you've already gone to the whiskey, so let's go there.
I've been going back and forth.
I was. We both were doing. I went to this, and then I might be crazy, but it smells like a freaking Oreo cookie.
Ooh, I like that.
They form like Voltron.
What is this? What is this expression?
So this is our rye
Ingram?
whiskey. So this
I love rye.
So our mash bill is 51% rye, 45 corn, and then the rest is malted barley. 98 proof.
Dude, that's fantastic.
You still have some of the bubble gum keeping that
but now
through from the Uncharted.
But now you've got the rye spice added in there, which makes it it's really a big kind of mouthfeel and sort of flavor explosion when it hits the palate.
And it's a fun pairing with this beer.
Yeah,
this is one of those bottles that I would bring home and I would get about 2 or 3 drinks out of it. My wife would
take the rest.
destroy it. She loves rye, and she would absolutely destroy this.
What I love about this is the mash bill that you guys went for with this one, which to me is amazing the way it worked out.
Yeah.
It's it's funny because like the finish on this is a little friendlier than a lot of ryes. It finishes a little less spicy.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It finishes a little cleaner, and it leaves a little bit of spice, but a little bit of bubble gum and a little bit of heat, like in a friendly way.
Sure.
It's really nice.
So the beer that we're trying in this segment is from Frostdown Brewing. We mentioned those guys first one of their beers on the show, but Ian and I have both been to their facility. This is their Schwarzbier called Black Lager, and I had the whiskey first, and then I went to the Black Lager. And it's almost like it's not a stout, but it's as coffee as a coffee stout could be.
Yeah.
Just in a little bit
I
lighter
love the mouthfeel on this, right?
Yeah.
So for a Schwarzbier, it's a little bit of a thicker mouthfeel than I was expecting. But for a stout, it's a little thinner, right? So,
Yeah.
and it says on the can here, any place can be cool with a Frosttown beer in hand. I love that. Our award-winning Black Lager offers a rich roasted malt profile with notes of chocolate and coffee balanced by a crisp finish that makes it both refreshing and indulgent. And I have to say, the crisp finish is fantastic.
And the
it
can
totally
is so
works.
cool.
Yeah.
This is a really enjoyable beer, and it's only like 4.5%. Is that right?
5.1.
5.1 Okay, so this
thank
is
God.
this is
The
not
can
like
is
a
awesome.
big stout in terms of its ABV.
Yeah.
Coming
This
in
is cool.
a black can with white lettering on it. It looks absolutely fantastic. White and
Is that what
gray,
you're
yeah.
supposed to
Looks absolutely fantastic.
Like the influence.
Influence.
Are you gonna do that?
So let me go back to this rye.
ASMR.
This rye, which is the second of the whiskeys that we've tried, and so there's more on the way. But this is really amazing, and I'm wondering what the price point is on a bottle of this.
So I'm going to defer to Joe because every market is different, but I'm going to guess.
So we're line priced on the rye and the bourbon in Texas. It's going to be at you'll see the shelf price of about $50,
Mm-hmm.
$50.
and cash price you can probably discount that at most places as well.
Yeah.
Well, this is absolutely a standout, I think, in that
It's
price range.
amazing.
I mean, this easily rivals ryes that are
Angel's Envy,
25,
some other things that we've
40%
got, yeah.
more than this. yes.
Absolutely. And now,
Easily.
I like to ask this question whenever we get a master blender on the show. It's like, how did you find out that was even a job?
It wasn't from your high school counselor.
Well,
No, because I'm still mad at mine.
it's kind of a long story, which I guess we probably don't have time for. But the short answer is when I was a ranch hand in Florida, my boss there, his son and I grew up together. I moved to Nashville to go to Belmont University, and I got a job as a tour guide at a different distillery and fell in love with whiskey, so I never left. And then that guy's son was also in Nashville at the time and wanted to start up a whiskey brand. And he had this crazy idea of racking barrels on barges, and he needed some help racking the barrels. So I was like, yeah, I'll help you. And then I just never left.
So when you say racking barrels on barges, that's kind of part of
Yeah, I guess we
the
should talk
Ingram
about that,
Distillery
too.
thing.
Yeah, that makes it incredibly interesting.
Joe's freaking out. Yeah, by the way, everything we do is river aged.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Yeah, so we are the only floating barrel houses in the United States. So we retrofit grain barges. So those giant, metal buckets that you see floating down the rivers, those are grain barges. And so what we've done is turn the insides of them into rick houses. So they each hold about 3,000 barrels, right? So we're sitting on the Mississippi River, far western Kentucky, in a town called Columbus, and it's just that constant gentle movement. That's a big factor. We also have high humidity, right, being on the water, so you end up seeing more osmotic pressure pushed on the barrels. And then the biggest factor of the main three are going to be our temperature swings. So, it's a giant bucket with a fiberglass top. When the sun's out, especially during the summer, it's cooking in there. So we'll get up to 130 degrees on our top racks.
Wow.
And so it's some extreme heat. And then that same night, because the river's so cold and it's steel, it's just pulling all this heat out.
Yeah.
What is it about that temperature variance that is good
Yeah,
for
that's a good question.
whiskey aging?
So maturation of any spirit, right, is the spirit on wood over time. So as alcohol heats up, it's expanding. As the wood is heated up, it's starting to expand as well, and that alcohol is being pushed
probably
into
impart more flavor.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're pushing that alcohol's pushing into the pores of the wood, and then when it gets cold, that barrel is contracting, and so that's pushing that whiskey that's in the wood back into
the
pool
overall
of
liquid,
whiskey
yeah.
in the barrel, right?
So much like a sponge soaking and squeezing and soaking
Yeah,
and squeezing,
yeah.
kind of, to a much smaller degree. But yeah,
And so it's doing that, on a smaller level every day through these like micro contractions. I don't know if that's a good word
well, now,
for it.
so
but,
you talk about
sound like
the weather
pregnancy.
swing, so it's happening at a much faster rate than it does, for instance.
So I do want to caveat, like we're not trying to speed run
right.
aging whiskey. We fully intend to come out with older and older products as we age as a company. We have just created this really harsh environment to age whiskey in, and it's yielded some really good results.
Well, so Texas whiskey has been, like, we get those weather swings pretty big here, and it's been great for the
Yeah.
Texas whiskey,
especially
with companies like what's the one in Austin I'm thinking of?
Still
Austin. Still
like,
Austin's
how are they
great.
putting out such young whiskeys that taste
So
amazing?
it is hugely. For maturation, the climate is a
Right.
huge factor.
So you're
right?
getting that same kind
So
of weather
Texas,
swing.
you're getting this hot and dry.
Yeah.
We're staying hot and moist.
Hot and moist.
So what is the motion of it being on a barge on the water? What does that accomplish in the process?
So if you think of this as a barrel, right? So you're getting this constant movement. Those staves that, as you lose to the 2 to 5% of whiskey every year,
The angel share.
the angel share. While this whiskey is seeing more interaction with the staves, it's soaking up that whiskey. So you're seeing less and less angel share loss, and you're also seeing more interaction in the surface area inside of the barrel.
Which
Because
also
the more the staves that stay wet, for instance, the
What I
less
would-
evaporative qualities you
what
have.
I was thinking is because of the humidity you have there, it also helps with that, right? Because
Yeah, you're seeing less water loss initially, right, and then you're seeing less alcohol loss over time. So
Yeah.
our angel share is lessened because of that.
I love that. And the Angels, by the way, are really ticked off. Their share has been diminished by this barge maturation scheme. But I like it. It works well for the whiskey. We've tried 2 so far. There's more on the way. Plus, we're going to get Surly with the Surly Brewing Company and their Furious IPA coming up at Smoking and Toasting. Ooh. Nicely done. Takes, it took, Abigail Doxakis probably 7 or 8 visits on the show to get how to do that right in the intro to create that sound effect. And you've done it before we're even halfway through your first appearance. So love that. Let's open up the segment with the Drunken Fact. Terry.
And now it's time for another Smoking and Toasting Drunken Fact.
As you guys are probably
I love
aware,
how grandiose that is.
as you guys are probably aware, it's the only reason we continue to do this segment because of the awesomeness of the fanfare. Is this one mine?
Yeah, that's yours.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. So let's get to the Drunken Fact. Many penguins have poop that is pink colored.
Well, that's fun.
Pink poop.
Pink poop.
That's eating a lot of salmon, buddy.
It's a pink poop penguin. Actually, if penguins eat more fish, their poop's more likely to be white. But many of the flightless birds subsist on a diet of mostly krill, which, by the way, sounds like a race of Marvel villains, but it's actually a small pinkish crustacean, which turns their guano, ranging in colors from pink to red, brightly colored. Interestingly, the pink color is caused by carotenoids. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Carotenoids in the krill, and this distinctive vibrant poop is often used by scientists to track penguins' populations, diets, and health from satellites.
What?
Wow.
Apparently, you can see the pink poop from space,
Wow.
which is quite a thing.
It must be concentrated.
You are going to rule the next party.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
fascinating. You can see it from space.
It's
Wow.
gonna be-
You
that's
know
how
what?
the chicks run away from you.
Yeah,
that's a big shit.
Exactly. So, Ian, are we tasting whiskey first here or beer?
Yes.
Okay.
Mostly because I got enamored by the whiskey and forgot to pour the beer.
Well, we've had 2 amazing whiskeys so far, and now we're up to something that's called the 105, which, whenever you say the 105, it scares people who live in California because that's like the worst highway to drive on.
105 to 405.
Oh, so I'm thinking of the 405.
405,
Sorry,
yeah.
not the 105.
To the 406, to the 407.
I was not sober a lot when I lived in California, so I don't remember things
don't blame you.
as well. So tell me, what makes the 105 special?
So this is the big brother to Uncharted, right?
Oh,
so
okay.
Uncharted is going to be a larger batch of barrels. We didn't talk about this, but that's usually about.
It's more
50.
like your flagship spirit, right?
Well, I would say that, except my boss decided that we are going to name a product flagship, which sort of has the
okay, which
opposite
just sort of
name
throws
of
that.
what we use in the industry as
Okay.
flagship.
Okay.
Shout out to Hank for always making my job harder. So
Good to know.
So the 105 is a smaller selection of barrels. So
Okay.
this is going to be anywhere from like 12 to 16 barrels in a blend.
Okay.
Whereas the
And so, what does it accomplish for the whiskey if you're using a smaller selection of barrels to blend from than, say, with the regular Uncharted?
well, so we're one of 2 things. I mean, small batch to me, it allows you to create a wider range of diversity in your profile. So if I want to go back and do another batch, in that regard, it is easier when you have a large selection of barrels to try to create consistency but improve over time, which is sort of our ethos with our whiskeys. Whereas, I mean, you can argue that doing a really large batch, because you're just throwing all of the crayons
right.
onto the. I don't have a good expression for this. Throwing all of the paints into a bigger bucket, right? Like you could say that too. But with this, it allows for. I think the smaller batches.
Each ingredient in a larger batch is going to cause less difference to the overall
I mean, eventually, if you
change.
throw all the colors in together, you're just gonna get, I think, brown, right? Like it's not gonna. Joe, fact check me on that. Is it brown or is it black? It's probably
Is it
black.
white?
Saying no.
I think it's white.
It's white. It's definitely not white.
It's one of those colors.
He's cringing over there.
But when it comes to whiskeys, like having smaller batches allows for more nuance and subtlety.
Yeah.
So it creates, in my opinion, sometimes more distinguished whiskeys, and it's a really good way to leave a signature with your brand to have a certain profile. Like for us, everything that we do, you keep saying bubblegum. In my mind, especially when you go onto the barge, there's a very specific smell that will resonate with you every time you open up a bottle. I refer to it as like a mix of honeycomb and aged newsprint, like old library, the breakdown of lignin. And
Dusty tome, as I like to call it.
Yeah, like and we do, especially, and you'll see with some of
that
these
guy.
I'm not the only one that thinks that, by the way.
Third baseman for the Milwaukee Brewers, Dusty Tomes. I just wanted to mention that, Joe, next time we have you guys in the studio, you definitely have to be on mic and
told
on
him you should be
camera.
on mic.
Yeah, because you've contributed hugely to the show from the corner with no mic and no camera. So next time we have to have you on. Yeah, I love when he doesn't quite think you're going down the right path.
Yeah, he's steering he's steering the car.
See, it's like
wild gesticulations.
It's like when you interview a celebrity and they have their PR person right next
Right.
to them,
Joe's my
and they're
PR.
just like cringing at everything they're saying. Like, no.
You didn't hit this and that.
By the way, don't forget to tell them you're doing a show tonight.
Yeah. Or it's like,
Oh, by the way, I am doing a presentation tonight at this local specs. But,
it's kind of like being the.
Joe, look at Joe.
If we had him on camera, you could see he's covering his face with his cap. So it's about as good as it gets. This is wonderful.
This has a little butteriness to it.
Yes, it does.
I like that.
It's
Yeah.
so good. So good.
I love the mouthfeel on the 105. Wheated bourbons aren't typically my go-to. I do love ours. I do enjoy them, but I'm a rye person by nature.
rye
I
guy,
cut my
yeah.
teeth with high rye bourbons, rye whiskeys. So, But when I'm making stuff, I have to keep in mind, like, it's not for me; it is for everybody else.
Right.
So,
I love weeded bourbons.
So, and I think there's a good place for that. It's just not my cup of tea, but it's very balanced and it's very mellow. And,
Price of this retail?
same
per
as
bottle?
the rye, it's going to be $50.
Around 50. All right. Wow. That's
good.
an impressive whiskey for $50 a bottle. Very impressive.
Yeah.
And we're in these weird times when people are, looking to have, when they buy a bottle of whiskey, a special experience, but yet at the
Yes.
same time don't necessarily want to spend $100 a bottle.
Unlike our beverage of mystery, we don't need these whiskeys to be fast acting.
Correct. Yeah. We
A
have
little goes a
time.
long way.
We have time. I'll drink a little bit, light a cigar, and wait.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. All right, we didn't get to taste the beer, but we'll do that in our next segment. It's Smoking and Toasting, and we will be back with hour 2.
Whoops. I've been tasting it.
I've been.
Man. Roberto, do you want a job?
I'm taking applications to get a job.
You
You're auditioning with your bottle opening.
If he lived in the 40s and 50s, he would work for Walt Disney as one of the
Hey,
sound guys.
Excuse me, boss. I'm right here.
They call them Imagineers.
Imagineers.
That's what they call them.
Imagineers, nice.
Yeah. Welcome back. It's Smoking and Toasted. Our show is all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. The fine spirits today are from O.H. Ingram and the Ingram Distillery, and we're going to be trying another one of theirs as Roberto's pouring it. Before we get to that, though, and I want to sample this IPA.
This IPA is furious.
Yeah. And when you say furious, is that a compliment or?
That's actually the name of it.
Okay.
It's called Furious.
All right. Have you tasted it yet? I know you do a lot of research.
I have, actually.
And your thoughts, sir?
It's absolutely fantastic.
You like this?
Yes.
I'm a little surprised because I just tasted it for the first time, and I'm getting a lot of that West Coast, like really aggressive hoppiness. And
There's some hoppy.
I didn't know you would like.
There's
that.
a little bit of but it's balanced. Mm-hmm. But it's
That's
balanced.
really good.
It's not just a hop smack in the face and that's it.
Reminds me of the really
balanced.
hoppy Stone beers.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
It's got that kind of balance that Stone achieves with theirs. It's absolutely fantastic from front to end, perfectly balanced, and finishes beautiful and goes well with that last whiskey.
I remember a number of years ago when I discovered a bar in the Montrose area here at Houston called Anvil, and they're really known for really kind of like overpriced but very inventive cocktails. And
retro style cocktails too,
right, yeah. And they make good cocktails, but what I loved about them is they had this long line of taps, and they were just numbered, and then on the big chalkboard it would say which one, and they would have 3, 4, 5 different Stone IPAs on tap, and you could sit there at the bar and just go through one and then try the other and try the other. Was how I developed such a fanboy sort of relationship with Stone. But I have to say, this rivals any of the better Stone IPAs. It's really good, really good.
This whiskey.
We should have tried it with the rye.
This whiskey.
Oh yeah.
Is so good.
It's so obnoxious.
All right, so we've moved now to the O.H. Ingram. This is
I
the
might
single
be
barrel.
crying a little bit, and I might have to quit the show now.
Okay.
So
Hey, I'm here, guys.
Yeah.
So earlier in the year I did 3 picks with specs. I think that's okay to say, right, Joe?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So we did a lot with them last year, and
Wow.
they just I think it was a time thing. So they were just like, go ahead and grab 3 barrels that you like. And so this was one of the ones that I picked. And so this is our wheated single barrel. So same mash bill as Uncharted in 105 proof. This is 121.8. This is going to be 19F03 for the lot code. So this is a June 3rd, 2019 fill date. And then we dumped it.
You know that smell when you walk into a good brewery or a distillery that
It's got that sort of weeded kind
Ready.
of like
This
barley smell.
tastes like that. It's
And that's
so
a
good.
wonderful thing, by the way.
This is like
I would love to have a cologne that was like that.
right. This is like an amalgamation of like the things that we've already tried. This has the butteriness of the last one.
Yeah.
It has a bubblegum profile. It has cinnamon underneath that, but it also has this kind of rich
Minerality a
somewhere
little bit on
between
the finish.
malty and weedy kind of kind of round profile right up front. This has so much going on.
If you could get this as a cologne, I don't know how it would work with women, but I know Roberto would be all over you. You know, because this is just. The aroma is great.
Almost a
the nose is
dark
great.
cherry kind
the
of
finish is amazing.
Okay.
Yes, the
Like-
dark
I see
cherry.
that.
Thank you.
going on in the background. This has so many things. Like I could just explore this whiskey.
You can go back
Right.
to this. You can pour this 5 different times. And it's going to taste different every
It's
time.
so good.
Yeah.
It feels so different from
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a single barrel.
Yeah.
It's a higher proof. What does this bottle retail for?
So these would be 60,
65.
65.
Wow, man.
All right, so you just
You
opened
just
up.
sold me one.
I was
right
going to say
there.
you just opened up a price range where you're competing with a lot of whiskeys that I think you blow
Oh,
away.
easily at $120
Yeah.
whiskeys.
Well,
Dude,
let's
this
not,
is a barrel pick.
let's not promote
It's 60.
that. Because if we say like let's make this could be $100, Hank's gonna be like, well, then let's make it $100.
No, never tell
I
him
don't want
that.
to. Yeah, and I don't want to do that. I love the fact that this is very
Right.
reasonably priced.
Which
you know?
we talk about.
Forget
this a
everything
lot.
I said.
We talk about this a lot when it comes to cigars. We go, I don't know how Oliva makes these cigars this inexpensively, and then I'll be damned if it doesn't go up like
Right.
the
They're
next
listening.
month. You
They're
know?
listening.
They are, and like we like to say, smoking and toasting directly affecting price.
This is so
maybe
good.
not in a
Coming
great
in
way.
at 60.9.
60.9,
yeah. And
But
sorry, I didn't mean to
it's
cut you off.
big.
No.
And you know what's funny is it drinks. You get that. There's a big warm whiskey hug at the end of it.
I was just very slowly moving my glass.
I was like, you want a hug or what?
Yes, a whiskey hug, please.
Well, he's like, whenever he says that, he's like, a big whiskey hug. He starts doing this. I'm like, you want a hug or what?
No, Ian was looking out for me. He saw I needed more whiskey.
But this
and
does
he,
not
he alerted you.
drink as high a proof as
No, it's very mellow for.
as it is,
Which I really like
except
because-
for the returning whiskey hug, which just creeps in and is like a beautiful whiskey hug, and it just lingers a bit. It's this nice heat.
Well, and you're absolutely right. It drinks much smoother than a lot of whiskeys at this proof.
Yeah.
You know, if you think of something like, Barrel, which I love their whiskeys, but they're strong. Like you almost have to dilute it to really enjoy
I love
the
barrel
flavor.
whiskeys too, but I've never had the same one
They're a little
twice.
bit.
Well,
To me, they're a little bit like you can feel the burn. They're harsh, not
Yeah.
in a bad way. Like they taste great.
Yeah.
But,
No, this-
but
Lets
you
you
know
know it's
you're
there,
drinking
though.
a
Yeah,
high-proof whiskey,
Yeah.
whereas this just kind of sneaks up on you.
Yeah,
in
it
a wonderful
sneaks
way.
up and it's definitely present, but it's wonderful. Like this. You want to
Well-
sit next to a fire outside with this. This is
I'm
beautiful.
pumped for you guys to try these because they're totally different lot codes and everything than what we've got on the table over here. And I just want to. This is more edification for me. I want to get like feedback on what you think of those.
Let me
So-
just say, if you think you're pumped, I mean, just wait, just wait. Ian, I want to read you a list of some stouts that
All right.
were considered by the website Serious Eats. These were all considered, and they came away with only 3 winners. 3 they said were
That's-
worthy of your pint glass.
Okay, out of 12, you said.
I think it's 13. Here we go.
13?
I'll read you the list.
All right.
Dragon Stout, Flagship Brewing Company Wolfhound Nitro Irish Style Stout, Founder's Breakfast Stout,
That's a good stout.
Goose Island Bourbon County Stout,
I mean, it's hard to go wrong with that.
And depends which one too.
Guinness Draft Stout,
That's iconic.
That's a
Guinness
classic.
Extra Stout,
Yeah, not as big a fan of that one.
Guinness Foreign Extra Stout,
Again, not as big a fan as that.
Left Hand Milk Stout Nitro,
One of my
That
all-time
is
favorite ones.
iconic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maine Beer Company Mean Old Tom Stout.
I don't know what that is,
I haven't had
but
that,
it sounds awesome.
but I want to try
Mean Old
it.
Tom.
Murphy's Imported Stout.
I'm not
Yeah.
a big fan of that.
That one out.
North Coast Brewing Company Old Rasputin Russian Imperial Stout.
If you love coffee, buddy, that
Yeah.
one is big.
Samuel Smith Chocolate Stout.
That one's nice.
yeah,
It's
it's
not one of my
alright.
favorites, but it's nice.
Samuel Smith Oatmeal Stout.
That one's better, but again, not one of my favorites.
Single Cut Beer Smith's Eric Moore Cowbell Chocolate Milk Stout.
I don't think I know that one.
No
I
idea.
haven't tried that. Southern Tier, Tiramisu Imperial Stout.
Oh, dude, that one does. I don't think that one exists anymore.
And finally, Stockyard Oatmeal Stout by Trader Joe's. So those were the stouts that were tried.
Was the Dragon's stout? Is that from New Holland?
I was thinking about Dragon's
Yeah, I
Milk
don't.
was thinking
because
about
I
that.
love
That's
that
not from
one.
New
though.
Holland
Yeah.
because the Dragon Stout or the New Holland Stout's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, shout out to New Holland because I love your whiskey.
All right, so let's give you the winners. The runner-up, Guinness Extra Stout. If you're going to reach for a Guinness, they say make it this one. Compared to Guinness Draft, Extra Stout delivers a firmer roasted profile and fuller body with more pronounced notes of chocolate, coffee, and malt.
No.
No, I'm going to call BS. I'm going to say Guinness
Yeah.
Draft.
I think
That
there's just
nitro
the bomb.
always makes
Yeah.
it so freaking good.
It's the
I think
bomb.
there's some nostalgia there too. It's just like a warm hug.
In
Yeah.
the second place, Murphy's Imported Stout.
No,
Not at all.
not out of that list. Not even
Extra
close.
praise for its smooth, mellow profile and classic roasted character. Several tasters described it as easy drinking and well balanced with notes of toast.
I think they
and
mixed that
coffee.
one up with the Guinness.
The overall winner, Maine Beer Company's Mean Old Tom Stout.
All right.
Okay, I have no
Yeah.
basis for comparison
Yeah,
on that,
that's a
but I
problem.
will tell you on that list,
Yeah.
there are great ones. But I would also add Breckenridge Oatmeal Stout. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. I love that they have the left-hand milk stout on there.
Yes,
that
was one.
fantastic.
To me, is one on the top 3.
And I'm gonna go.
probably.
I'm gonna go local. They have never tried Buried Hatchet from Southern
Oh,
Star,
that's great.
Dude, that
which is
a wonderful stout.
unbelievable.
It absolutely is. Just off this list, I'm a huge fan of the Founder's Breakfast Stout.
Founder's
That's
Breakfast Stout
really-
should be on the top of every
Yeah,
list.
It
really
is
hard.
amazing.
And even though it is a little different every year, the Goose Island Bourbon County Stout, for my money, it's the only Goose Island beer worth drinking. At this
Absolutely.
Well, not only that, but it's literally the standard
Right.
for barrel-aged stouts.
You and I have both read the book Barrel Aged Stout and Selling Out.
Great book,
which is
by the way. Yeah,
based
absolutely.
around this particular beer being made by Goose Island and the ultimate selling of those guys to one of the big beer companies.
But that is the standard of what, like, I mean, like, what else do you compare it to? It's like Wild Turkey. If you like bourbon, you just have to compare it to Wild Turkey because that's bourbon, you know? Mm-hmm. It's one of those things where, like, this is where it starts.
All right.
Yeah.
So you said that, and in my mind, I immediately started comparing this O.H. Ingram River Aged Single
I
Barrel
already drank mine. So
to
can I have a little more?
to Wild Turkey, and I got to say, as nice as Wild Turkey is, wow, this is better.
I mean, you
No,
think
this
about
is-
some of those old
I
Dusties
love this.
with Wild Turkey, and that when I think about
see
that,
that?
like lignin breakdown smell, well, you got to fight Joe for that one.
Yeah, he'll fight you.
He will.
Like I said yesterday, he's a professional kung fu master.
We truly don't know. He actually might be.
If you're looking for the rest of this bottle, Ian has already stuffed it into his briefcase. So,
That's not a briefcase. Anyway,
yeah. Well,
I'm just going to let
There's a
people
lot.
think about
There's
that
a
one.
lot I could have said that I just won't say.
what is it? Was it Briefcase Full of Blues? What was that?
That was
classic album?
that was the album from the Blues Brothers. That was their first
Was it
album. I think.
Suitcase Full of Blues?
Briefcase Full of
Briefcase
Blues.
Full of
Briefcase
Blues.
Full of Blues.
Yeah, that's Ian as
Because
briefcase.
they always had the briefcase with the harmonica in it. that you would
Briefcase
bring
full
up.
of whiskey is Ian's.
my friend
And a ukulele.
did a documentary on the harmonica, and he called it "Pocket Full of Soul." I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Even though I'm not the world. I've mellowed on the harmonica. I used to hate songs with harmonica in them, but
So
over
big Bob Dylan fan.
Well, you're right, I'm not. I mean, the guy writes amazing lyrics. He's one of the greatest poets of our time. But I can't make it through a song. I'm sorry, the man sings worse than I do. I'm not buying an album of somebody who sings worse than I do. I'm sorry, it's just not my
Have you
thing.
listened to any of the new? Or Paul McCartney just came out with a new album.
Yes, I
correct?
saw that. Yeah.
I think they released a single from it. Have you listened to it?
I haven't heard the new one. I've heard some of his more recent stuff, but I haven't heard
what
the
do
new
you what have you thought about his most recent?
one.
some
Most of his recent stuff I thought was just okay.
like Egypt Station. What is that?
Yeah, it's just okay. I mean, it's no Venus and Mars,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But I respect him though, and the fact that he's still making music, I feel like is a
At 83.
Oh, 100
yeah,
He's 83.
is a huge thing.
Yeah.
And there's some gems on there, you know, on some of his
I mean,
more
it's
recent
got to be
releases.
better than that atrocity he did with Rihanna and P Diddy.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that I
That thing was
I
so
forgot
bad.
about that until you said
What
that.
was
Thank
that-
you.
what was that
I
called,
can't even
Terry? Do you
remember
remember?
what it was
4 or 5
called. I just- 4 or
seconds.
5
4 or 5
yeah.
seconds.
Oh, man.
That's
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
Give me 4 or 5 seconds to find some lube.
What's the other one? If you come on to me, I'll come on to you.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, come on. That's
Just all the hits lately.
yeah. But look, I love me some Paul McCartney. I really do.
And Paul, if you're listening, I'm
By
sorry.
the way, that 4 or 5 seconds song, which has Paul McCartney and Rihanna and P. Diddy on it, has about 15 songwriters for that atrocity.
Wow.
And I just want to mention, thanks to the two of you, Paul McCartney will never appear on this show.
I
Thanks
just
a
want to
lot.
apologize again.
Thanks a lot. You know, I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you, May 15th, Paul McCartney on the show.
That's right.
It's not happening
That
now.
whiskey is so good.
Maybe we can get Ringo.
Yeah.
Maybe we can still get Ringo.
Most likely so. I'd settle just for having his wife, Barbara Bach, on the show. That'd be awesome.
Are they still married?
I think they are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
You
Ringo.
go.
You go, Ringo.
007, that's a
right.
official
So you
Bond
think the
girl
show's
right
about
there.
whiskey?
Yeah.
It's about everything.
About everything.
And I love it.
Have we mentioned Nicolas Cage? That's coming up next.
I'm so excited. And my cigar review.
Beautiful.
It was wonderful. It was
trying to
That's
get
amazing.
in
I like
line
the
with
glass sound in that, too. There's a little clank to it.
It's like poetry in motion.
You
Yeah.
can hear the glass.
Yeah, which is the line from a Thomas Dolby song. But I digress. I got Terry with that one. Welcome back. It is Smoking and Toasting, show number 478. Our program's all about craft beer, fine spirits, and hand-rolled cigars. And we have been drinking us some fine spirits already today.
Boy,
Ingram
have we.
Distillers in the house. And I thought, okay, they're going to have a tough time topping that last one because that last one was just absolutely stellar and spectacular. And then I find out the next one, the one we're about to taste, is a single barrel rye.
Yeah, I think you're gonna enjoy this a lot.
And I love rye whiskeys. It's probably my
that one's
favorite.
actually his.
Oh, that one's actually
I
mine.
just want you to know you guys are invited to any party I ever throw.
That's right.
Good to know.
That's right. And you know, Roberto crashes the show all the time and brings with him nothing. So anytime,
Wow. I'm never bringing you a cocktail again.
anytime you guys want to crash the show and bring
Wow.
whiskey, you're welcome.
Roberto slaves for
Yeah.
4 days over a cocktail.
Yeah.
to bring it.
Sorry, buddy.
That may be true.
Wow.
That may be true, but if you compared the number of beverages Roberto has enjoyed from other people while on this show to the beverages that he's
Why does he
brought
act like he
Keep it
owns
track.
those beverages?
Keep it down.
yeah. Man, you guys will back me up. That's why. So this is the O.H. Ingram River Age Single Barrel Rye.
So again-
and I noticed it's got specs on it. So this was a specs
So
barrel
this
pick.
is another barrel pick that I did for specs.
For those of you, by the way, from around the country who are not familiar with specs. Specs they're based out of Houston, but they're all over the state of Texas, and they are kind of like our Disneyland of adult beverages.
They
for
even have a
lack of
fun
better word.
rabbit that's,
Yes.
you know,
that's their mascot.
Yeah, that's their
But
mascot.
it's a great family-owned
Yeah.
business.
Yes.
And,
ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
They just have the most amazing selection. I go to the flagship store downtown that's closest to my house. and
That
it's
store,
awesome.
I mean, when you walk in there and you start looking around, you're going to look like a tourist first time in New York.
Yeah, I'm
like you can't help it. It's
You're
unbelievable.
you're in Times Square staring up at all the amazing choices.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like.
Truly. My
So
wallet's gonna hurt because I'm going there tonight. And,
I am super excited about this one.
How do you make a rye? I've never had a rye that's so buttery before. This is
okay.
unbelievable.
This is again, it's a 51 rye, 45 corn, 4 malted barley. So
Barely legal.
barely legal. Another term that
it's-
I personally don't like when I like industry term. I don't like to use it. Hank unfortunately does. So
You
we
know,
do
last
say
time
it.
I was with Jared from Subway, we were just hanging
Yeah.
out using the term.
Please, AI, don't associate Ingram and Jared from Subway.
You'll love this rye. It's barely legal.
Barely
Say,
illegal.
barely makes a cut for being right.
Did you get sued by Hustler at all for using barely legal? I don't know how I knew that. By the way, somebody emailed me that. I had no idea what it was. So.
But this
Right,
is
right.
Thought
this
I'd
is
throw it
a
out there.
This is a lower barrel number. So this is barrel 486, which means this lot code was 19A25. So January
I have
25th.
no idea what that means.
So
but okay.
so we use lot codes, which they're identifiers on the barrel. Which
Okay.
just, it's a way to kind of keep track of where your inventory is where. So this was these barrels were filled on the 25th of January 2019. So this will be a 7-year-old rye. It is 124.1 proof, and I mean buttery, red fruits. I mean, it's
I've never
just
had a
fruits
rye
that-
that has this much of a buttery.
It's one of my favorite ryes I've ever
Like also
tasted.
the
Seriously
mouthfeel
amazing.
in general. Like it's got this beautiful oily. Like
Yeah.
it just lingers.
And
Yeah.
the dried red fruits are freaking like
Yeah.
popping really nicely.
So and this came from the first floor. So the
Wow.
fun thing about the barge is we have they're like two different biomes within the same place, right? So the first floor, especially when we get a big change in weather pressure,
almost a bit of,
you're gonna
like,
get
apricot
you're gonna get
kind
like
of.
all of this mist and like just water condensation sitting on the first floor.
Scotland's got nothing on the first floor of your barge.
It is a cellar, and then the second floor, it's going to be much drier than the first. So you're seeing two different profiles develop with these same lot codes over the course of time, and as blending tools, it makes it a lot of fun, and it
Almost
creates some awesome
peach
single
pit.
barrels.
If you had
you
your
know, kinda
barge captain wearing a kilt, this would be like you'd be like really ticking off the Scottish because you'd have this. No, seriously though, this is absolutely a taste sensation. The
Thank you.
flavors explode
It's
on
amazing.
your palate.
Do you guys
in the
own a
first sip.
tugboat?
Not yet. It is something that we talked about. And if you see anything on the news about the Edmund Fitzgerald and us buying it, that was a joke that Hank did with
The Edmund
another
Fitzgerald's gonna
influencer.
be hard to recover.
It's impossible, and that was kind of the whole bit. But I still get emails from consumers like, love to hear about the Edmund Fitzgerald and what you guys are planning to do with it. And I have to be like, no, that was a joke. That wasn't real. And
You know
I'm really
what?
Once again, making your job harder.
making my job hard.
I hear that Colin Jost and Pete, what's his face, have a
Pete
Staten
Davidson.
Island, Staten Island ferry. You could
I
probably,
mean,
Yeah.
and we have. It would be cool to do. I have a friend in Canada who I met her at Nancy Fraley's thing a while back. She does a blending conference every year, and she's doing a similar concept with a ferry in Canada. And it's more business to business, so a lot of distilleries can like send their stuff over and do a compare and contrast.
Yeah.
But I would love to do. One, I would love to do a barge in a different location, so we're subjecting the barrel
So you
again
can
to
see the differences.
Right,
Yeah.
and then two, like different styles, flat top barge or a ferry would be super cool. A place that on the river you can have guests come and stay.
So are these
at.
just like right up on dock, just tied to the dock right
Yeah.
there? They're not like out far or anything?
no,
They're just
yeah,
right
we're
there,
moored
yeah.
right there on a dock
Yeah.
string.
So
yeah.
just out of curiosity,
You
do
don't take them for a fun day out or anything.
Unfortunately, we can't legally. You're not allowed to
With your-
warehouse spirits on a moving vessel.
with your
Oh,
your connections to the Edmund Fitzgerald that you mentioned.
Oh no!
My big question is, why do they call the Big Lake Gitchagumi?
Well, that's the
Oh,
Native
uh-oh,
American.
Joe's
name for it.
freaking out.
Joe's hiding his face.
He says, dump out of the Edmund
You are
Fitzgerald.
so
dump
going to
out
be
of
on
it.
camera the next time
Dump
you're here.
out of it.
So I said something.
He's
I
kind of our
shouldn't have
weather
said.
vane, isn't he?
Yeah.
This, as if this couldn't get any worse, drinking news is next on Smoking.
Oh yeah, that was so good.
That was not bad.
That was perfect.
You didn't fumble quite enough with the opener and the
A
cap
little
at
more
the beginning,
engagement drama.
But boy, that was good once you opened it.
Hitting the table was great.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You need that little pause, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I enjoy having you on the show, Roberto. This is good, and once the show is you and me, it's going to be amazing.
It'll be just you and me.
It'll be
Guys, I'm
just
right,
amazing.
right here.
Welcome,
By the way, he sucks at ukulele.
welcome back. That is true. You know
I mean,
where
it's ukulele, dude.
You know where we could hire just a ukulele player to just come on the show and play ukulele? Yeah, I don't know. But what I do know, ladies and gentlemen, is the segment has arrived. It's time for Drinking News.
Drinking news, drinking news. Now it's time for drinking news. A Florida man with one arm said he had a gator for a pet. When asked about his absent arm, he said,
I had to take my gator to the vet.
drinking
That was
news.
good. That was
drinking
really good.
news. Now it's time for drinking news.
Cheers, y'all. You know, folks, over the course of my life, I've become known for a number of things. When I was in my teens, I was actually known as an up-and-coming actor, having won several major awards at the high school level. And other than my one shot playing crowd member number 18 in the film juggernaut Howard the Duck from 1987, that one clearly didn't work out so well.
Howard the Duck is amazing.
And now I have to
love
rewatch
movie.
that.
I did not
At
know
one,
that.
yeah, you'll see me there in the crowd.
crap.
Wait, what? You really were?
You really
Num-
were in
num-
Howard the Duck?
Crowd member number 18
I'm
in
so
Howard the
pumped.
Duck.
Oh, I'm like literally watching that tonight because
Totally
I've
have
seen
to.
it so many times.
I was
but
sitting down. I was
oh.
sitting down with a friend of mine. This was years ago, and we happened to be watching Breaking 2.
Electric
Boogaloo.
Boogaloo, baby.
And as the crowd goes by, my friend goes, "Freeze it." And I was like, "What?" He goes, "Pause it," and backs it up. And in the crowd dancing along with the crowd was Jean-Claude Van Damme as one of the extras on there.
Wow.
Who is now officially going to replace Nicolas Cage as our obsession here on the show.
No, he's not near as cool.
He's not nearly
I
as
don't
cool.
know, man. He's done some really bad movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
some of the
Only
worst
the
of the worst.
Strong,
Yeah.
one of my favorite bad movies in the world. It's so good.
I love that you have a favorite bad movie.
I'm gonna
yeah,
watch that
yeah, oh yeah,
tonight.
for every actor.
You know, at one time, I was known as a pretty popular radio DJ, which these days will net you a salary of dozens of dollars per year.
Dozens.
Yeah.
This is
But it seems like the latest thing I'm becoming known for is this thing right here, as the host of the most popular segment on this show, Drinking News, which is kind of like being the tallest midget in the room.
Well, you know,
Oh, God.
Queen of the Trailer Park.
I'll pause here to say I'm not demeaning anyone by referring to them as a midget, and I apologize for my political incorrectness. But somehow the phrase tallest little person in the room, it just doesn't land quite the same way. It doesn't bring the punchline home. To quote the literary giant Larry the Cable Guy, I'm sorry, Lord, bless the pygmies in Africa.
You know, they don't have munchkins in the new Wizard movies that they have. Those
Oh, they don't?
yeah,
Yeah.
they aren't they aren't short people. They're just
little donut
people
holes.
that are actually they're gingers. They're red-haired people is what they
okay.
made the
Well,
munchkins
that's-
now.
That's good to know.
I'm gonna just say just now I don't agree with any of that.
Okay, good
because
to
this
know.
is on camera.
I don't agree with any of
For
that.
purposes of camera.
But
I have to do the show,
does not
guys.
endorse.
The reason that I'm thinking that people know me now as the drinking news guy is that over the last year or so, people I know have started to send me stories that they find from various sources that could be used for drinking news. And I really appreciate that. So today, we're going to talk about two of those stories, which just this week became the number one most sent to me and the number two most sent to me since I've been doing this segment. Both records were broken this week. My inbox and text were literally filled with people sending me these two stories, some people even sending them both. Now, I do appreciate when people do this, so I want to attempt to use both of these, even though the second one may be a little touchy. I have to take a drink here, so...
Little
Yeah, gotta
touchy.
get the vocal cords moved up there.
The first story for me is a slam dunk. I'm a big dog lover, and the story this week about 7 dogs escaping from a meat truck and what would have been their certain deaths is actually
Escaping from a meat truck?
yes, it's actually for perhaps a drinking news first a really heartwarming story. According to multiple news sources, thieves in China stole a number of canine pets to sell them for their meat.
What?
Now, I know that's disgusting to people in our culture who would never want to eat Fluffy, but it does happen in parts of China. According to AI, which we know always tells the truth, the practice is primarily limited to specific
Well, like they
regions.
say, I can't lie.
Right. It's primarily limited to specific regions, such as South China, Central China, and Northeast China.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well,
Pretty
that's
much
just
all of China.
little- yeah. Just a little
but
bit
it's
of China.
rarely seen
Just
in
that
other
region
areas.
of China that's China.
But what I love about this story is that 7 dogs of various sizes and breeds escaped the dog meat truck and began a journey down a Chinese highway trying to get back to their homes. Video of this is all over the internet. Just Google Chinese dogs and tons of videos will show up showing these 7 canines moving together, led by a small corgi with almost military-like precision, making sure none of their band of doggy brothers gets left behind, constantly protecting their front and rear flanks, protecting an injured German shepherd by arranging him in the middle of the pack, and striking out with purpose to find their home bases. The good news is that plenty of people witnessed their organized march to freedom, and contacted the proper authorities to make sure all 7 of them were returned to their original homes. So I think we can.
Yeah.
This seems like a story that would be locked away tight in the Disney vaults.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is
a long way home 3.
yes, absolutely.
Lost in China.
The second story, though,
Lost in China. As a dog.
Big Trouble in Little China. The Bow Wow.
yeah.
The Bow Wow version.
Doggone.
The second story is a bit darker.
Russell.
We sure shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we?
Second story is a bit darker, but more people forwarded this story to me than any story ever on Drinking News. So I'm going to take a stab at it.
It's not dark. It just makes you question a lot of things.
Or more appropriately, take a shot at it. It's the story of 27-year-old Dayton Weber, a Maryland man who is a quadruple amputee, which
Okay, well,
means
that makes it tough to get around.
he has no arms and no legs. He lost all of his limbs due to a very sad Chinese bacterial infection, but he has not let that stop him from accomplishing remarkable things.
That's right.
First, the Maryland man is, and I had to check to make sure this was real, a professional cornhole player.
And he was a champion, I think, in something.
Oh,
or something.
yes. Not just professional.
Cornhole player. I'm confused.
2 quick observations. Number 1, no matter how expensive a gallon of gas is right now, or how much it costs to buy a steak, there are still amazing and inspiring things happening in this country. A quadruple amputee has risen above his limitations and has become a professional sports player.
Yes.
And number 2,
He was the best in that state. Like, whatever state that was, he was the number 1 player.
I mean, it doesn't really matter what sport, because nothing is as awkward as the speed walking people.
yeah, oh, for sure.
Right? No, I don't care what it is. Nothing looks that awkward.
Does that mean
Observation
with
number
Hal
2.
from Malcolm
Observation
in the
number 2.
Middle?
Things can't be going too badly in this country if there is actually such a thing here as the sport of professional cornhole playing.
yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
So when people ask, what do you do? I'm a cornholer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
You think they have a cornhole pro league in Uzbekistan? I seriously doubt it.
Yeah, isn't that why Sean Penn was visiting the Ukraine? Was
That's
for
right.
the cornhole thing?
But the real
That's why he
story
didn't show up
here,
at the Academy Awards?
the real story here is that our cornhole pro, with no arms and no legs, is in jail right now.
Yeah.
Dayton Weber is accused of killing a man in the front seat of his car during an argument last weekend.
100% true.
The amazing part is that Weber, according to police, and I can't stress this enough, he has no arms and no legs.
He headbutted someone.
He repeatedly shot the victim with a gun.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a minute to try
Yes.
and visualize how that could
So many
possibly have
questions.
happened.
Like I say, so many questions that I have
I saw the videos
here.
of him shooting.
have.
It's
Oh my
insane.
Oh, there's
It's-
videos? I haven't even seen the videos.
Oh
of
no,
that.
he loads the gun and he's like somehow does this and then
Wow.
he's and then bah, 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 and
Wow.
Look, I'm not a big gun guy, but I do own a firearm, and my wife and I go to the gun range every now and then to do a little target practice. And I'm not saying I'm a bad shot, but I get excited if I even hit the paper target, much less, land a shot in a critical area. If you didn't have arms or legs, if I didn't have arms or legs, you'd have to pretty much take murder by bullet off the list of things I could accomplish, even if I wanted
we would
to.
take you to the pool and call you Bob.
But I will say, in fairness, I'm not a professional cornhole player. So there is that. But according to the Charles County Sheriff's Office, passengers in the back seat of the car saw Weber kill the man. They saw him somehow, an unarmed, armed man,
let alone that he was the one driving
He's
too.
unarmed and armed and dangerous.
shoot the victim with a pistol.
And also, we haven't even mentioned that he was the one driving the car
Yes.
too.
Yeah, I was
right.
gonna
Wait,
say,
he was driving at the
He-
same time?
he basically tried to get the people in the back seat to, all right, now we got to get rid of this body. And when
Yes.
they decided not to, they decided to get
They're
out.
like, We're not that kind of friends, bro.
He went on. Yeah, he drove on some.
Yeah.
That's what I've been wondering is if he was driving, because how is this
You know,
all of this? I have enough trouble trying to drive and eat a burger at the same time.
Ian and I are good enough friends that if he were to pass away, I would totally go to his house.
That's not what he told me.
And delete his search history on
Thank
the
you.
internet.
Thank you.
Man,
Yes,
that's a good man.
Right, but I would have to draw the line at, can you help me drag this body out of the car? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a good
I try
friend,
to live
but
a life so that I never have to say that.
That's good to know. As horrible as this all is, you'll have to agree with me that this is an incredible feat. Even more so because the man doesn't have feet.
Nice.
Or hands. Which makes it pretty difficult to actually shoot someone and pull off a murder.
All right, somebody in the next state of existence is going, you got offed by someone with no arms and no legs?
Yes.
You're bad at life.
You know, we don't do a lot of stories here on Drinking News where someone dies, but after so many people forwarded me this story, I thought we should try to do something with it.
Did
And
they
I do
say why?
I
Why
do-
he tried to kill him?
You say that they
what
were arguing.
happened?
That's all it
Yeah,
says.
they were arguing. I do find this story, though, inspiring. Although maybe not as inspiring as the heartwarming dog story. But there was this one that really seemed to touch the creative side of my brain and inspire some sad but timely and instructive poetry. Yes, this prose that I've written not only memorializes the story, but it also includes some advice should you find yourself in this kind of a situation. And so, despite all the warnings that I've received from my therapist, I'd like to share this uplifting verse with you now. If we could get a little poetry reading music, please. And it goes a little something like this. If the amputee's actually quite cunning, and you think he's about to start gunning, as long as you're not too slow, you can thwart the angry cornhole pro. He's got no legs. To escape, just start running. Reporting live from my favorite Chinese restaurant. Boy, that was the most delayed laugh I've ever gotten on
we were
Drinking
holding
News.
it.
Not to laugh.
We were holding the
I mean, if
freaking
you
laughter.
can't outrun that guy.
Reporting live from my favorite Chinese restaurant, where I'm now quite suspicious about them having an item on their menu called Mugu Gai Rover. My name is Cruz, and that, my friends, is your...
Why is this dish called Buddy? Drinking news. Drinking news. Now
was
it's
amazing.
time for drinking news.
There was a cartoon called The Oblongs that was on.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah,
That was
that's
a very
all I could think about.
that was a very twisted show.
Yes, it was where Will Ferrell played the
these two
oblong with
together
no
is
arms and no legs.
Phenomenal.
I just want to point out that I haven't drank any of this yet, and the amount in my cup keeps, like, disappearing.
Your napkin's drunk, though.
And the amount in this keeps disappearing, too, in my Glencairn. But it doesn't have a leak of any kind. So maybe I could get a little
Yeah, I
refill
got you, buddy.
This
on that
tastes
there.
a lot like really like dried fruits a lot.
All right, so what are we drinking here from the whiskey that you brought?
Have you had those Brookstone like chocolate covered cane? That is what this beer reminds me
Yeah.
of, like the blueberry and the strawberries.
Okay, so
but
let's go to the beer. And then
I'm
we'll come
pairing
back to
them together, and
It's
it's
amazing,
blowing
dude.
my mind.
This is
So good.
phenomenal.
Wow.
the beer. Ian,
Okay.
tell us about this beer again. This is
beer.
a huge, a huge.
This is the Anniversary
done.
Blend 2025 blended barrel aged ale coming in at 13.4%.
And it's from Perennial Artisan Ales in St. Louis.
Yes, this is
phenomenal.
50% wheat wine ale, 25% barley wine ale, and 25% rye wine ale.
It's beautiful.
All right, what is this
It is
whiskey that
amazing.
So
That
it's,
it is
it's no
married so-
slamsies, but it's really good.
Yeah, right. What is this whiskey that it pairs so beautifully
so
with?
yeah,
if you accidentally drop this, or like drip this on something and then set something on top of it, they're never coming apart.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Super glue, they call it.
Well, so the whiskey here is our flagship series. So this is batch 5 of our flagship. It's a batch 5 was a high rye bourbon. They were 7-year-old barrels. It was 8 barrels married together, and it's 116.5 proof.
Why is it so delicious?
I mean, that lot code, that high rye bourbon, by the way, it does so well on the barge that this year we're taking in 300 more of those barrels because I love it so much.
Price of a bottle of this at retail?
That should be 80.
and well worth it. Let me just tell you.
You guys are going
That
to
is
make me
a
broke by the end of the day.
fantabulous. Yeah. As we like
can't
to
get
say,
more broke than I already am. So.
as you like to say, Smoking and Toasting directly influencing sales because Ian and I buy this stuff on our way home from the show. So,
I mean, I'm going to go ahead and point out that I'll be spending at least $130 after today's show.
And I will say these together is a beautiful,
And
This is
beautiful
amazing.
melody.
Yes,
And
they
we
form
still-
like Voltron.
and we still have some whiskeys to go. So stand by. We'll wrap it all up next at Smoking and Toasting.
We don't have a cork. Hang on, wait.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Yes.
Man, that's good.
Thank you.
That's like,
Drama was amazing.
they should totally use that sound effect in porn movies because it's very arousing. I just want to say.
I'm having a problem with my zipper.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, wait,
Welcome back into Smoking and Toasting.
Yeah, you can use a glass.
Our
like
final
glass.
segment, we have so much to go. Terry,
Never mind.
I
our,
think this
our
was for the-
engineering producer, has already told me that when we wrap up the radio show, we can
not
just
sure what
keep
the plan
going
is.
and keep drinking on the show for YouTube. So
Yeah, and podcast, all your
That- that-
podcasts.
that's what
You're
we'll
just listening to it in the car.
that's what we'll likely do. By the way, Alan Denny, our good friend who was on the show
Yes.
last week, he told me that his wife is now going back and listening to old episodes of Smoking and Toasting.
She's going to hear episodes where we actually talk about her.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to that.
They're so fun. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love them to death.
Good people. So Ian, we've had some amazing beers on today's show. All of them have been really good. But what is blowing me away the most is the quality. Every one of these whiskeys we've tried, I think, has been
Hey.
really exemplary and special. And so now you brought us some things. Is this from Terry's?
That was Terry's, yeah.
You brought us some things that seem to be
Mysterious.
mysterious. They're things that we can't necessarily go out and buy, but they're things that you formulated.
Do you want to do like any side by side, or do you just want to do one at a time?
I just want to drink them. So
Okay, cool.
whatever it takes to do that.
I think
let's
it would
do
be fun to just do a completely blind, and then you tell me what you guys
All right,
think.
so this is the first one of these
number
special
3?
little
Okay.
bottles that
yeah.
you poured.
So this is number 3.
So this is closer to one of the earlier whiskeys we drank. It's a lot of bubble gum. It's a lot of spice. Spicier than everything we've had so far.
Yes.
Okay.
It's incredibly interesting, but it's
Yeah.
got the bubble gum and it's got the dark cherry.
Is this a rye?
Like those
No.
two things.
no, because
Those two
very
things
spicy,
are very consistent in
but
there.
it's not quite that rye spice flavor. So it's a
It also
different.
has a very different aftertaste. Like it's a
Yes.
little bit of a lingering kind of bitter aftertaste almost.
I think this
like
is
in
an
a good way.
uncharted territory.
kind of
So
like
nice.
bubble gum on steroids.
So this is actually 128 proof, and it's from the second floor. But this was a potential single barrel pick that I thought
Wow.
would be a fun one because
Yeah.
it is very unique.
I
and-
pick it.
Yeah.
there you go.
So yeah,
Put S&T on it. We're good.
yeah.
All right.
So are these things that you might have available on location at the distillery,
Yeah, I mean, well,
Spicy.
or something like them?
yeah. So we do in-house single barrel picks too. So we're opening up next month for tours and everything. And we have an online shop, so like if people want to come in or
Hey,
go online.
let me
and-
ask you this because I was on your website, and it appears that you guys will ship your whiskey to almost anywhere.
Yeah.
What I know there's a lot of different state liquor laws.
Yeah.
That make that difficult. Are there any places you can't ship, or or can you ship almost anywhere?
Joe says I can't talk about it.
Okay.
We can't ship to Texas.
Oh, we can't ship
can't
to
ship-
Texas. Oh,
but
thank
you're
you.
in Texas, so
were
you can
pointing,
distribute.
and I didn't know what that meant. So
But you guys are on the shelves.
But
But
if
we're
I'm
on
in,
the shelves
But if
here
I'm
in
in
Texas.
California, can I order you online?
yeah, I
and
know.
get it?
I know. There's several states. I think it's like now. Well, because now we're with Bourbon Direct too, so that opens up to a lot more states than even I think at this point I'm aware of. But it is. Yeah, it's for every product that we have, and then anytime that we come out with a new single barrel pick, which we do them
Yeah.
like once every 2 months. If I find something cool, I bottle it, and
I'm all about states' rights, but states need to lighten up about this whole liquor thing. and
Yeah,
let people,
yeah, it's tough, man.
Let people everywhere try stuff if they find it interesting, or they
number
you know,
two would
they
be-
might listen to a show like this, go, that sounds like exactly what I want in a whiskey. How can I get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but you're saying people in most states at least can go to your website
Yeah,
and
there's
order from the website, and you can ship it.
at this point it's the majority. And then physically
love
we're also
that.
in quite a few states. We're in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Alaska, obviously Texas, Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, and we're moving into 3 more states this year.
Love that. And that requires a lot of coordination and boots on the ground, if you will,
And
to be able to.
And Louisiana.
Did I not say
and
Louisiana? Oh, shit.
Yeah,
And Louisiana.
Louisiana is a great place
All right.
to be for
The
any
second one?
distillery.
We're back to buttery.
Yeah.
Okay.
Louisiana is a great place to be for any distillery because in Louisiana, and I can say this because I live there, whatever store you're at, it's just a front for a liquor store. You can go to KB Toys and they've got liquor behind the
on
counter.
Jack
I'm telling you. If I remember when I moved from Houston to New Orleans years ago. And I remember driving across the Louisiana state line, stopping to get gas, walking in, and there's like a full-fledged liquor store.
Oh,
in
and
this-
gas.
Yeah, in the Shamrocks play. I mean, it was amazing. Like, and
This is the second one we're trying, and this is back to buttery now.
Yeah.
Are you recognizing these as you taste them because you don't have any labels on the bottle?
No, I mean I know what they are, but I also took notes on these, and I have the proofs
this
of everything.
second one is this as high a proof as the first one?
No,
of
it's
these
it's
we
a
just tried?
it's a little more tame. It's 125.
Oh, it's
proof.
only 100.
Only
Yeah,
100.
okay, good.
It's only-
Yeah.
But this is
These are straight out of the barrel I'm taking.
yeah. But this is a wheated bourbon, and this is actually our oldest lot code of our.
I love
wheated.
this right here. This is delicious.
So yeah, this is.
Are you normally a wheated bourbon guy, Ian? Is that a
Yeah.
category you
Yeah.
like? Yeah.
Me too. I love. Weller, Maker's Mark.
And see,
Yeah.
I love it all, but wow, Rise are what get me.
Oh, I
going.
love
Yeah,
Rise.
I'm
Don't
on-
get me
I'm
wrong.
on the same page.
But I don't get to drink Rise because my wife drinks them all.
I gotcha.
She loves Rise.
She's a fan. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know. Well, I got to tell you, these whiskeys, every single thing we've tried, has been outstanding. You've given us price points for most of these, and I think you blow away the price point.
Well,
in
thank
every
you.
one of these we've tried.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
And that's
Just make sure your boss doesn't hear this.
No, he won't. He doesn't listen to podcasts
Nice,
or
nice,
anything
okay.
fun.
Because,
or anything fun.
So for those of you out there listening, buy this stuff. It's so good.
Yes, please. Thank
Yeah.
you.
If Nicolas Cage were here, he would be giving you the super thumbs up, and it would be awesome.
That would be the greatest honor of my life. And then maybe we could look at the Declaration. We have to steal the Declaration of Independence together
Hell yeah.
and find the treasure.
By the way, I was
Why
that
is
national
why is
treasure.
that series of movies so fun?
Because the
Like,
greatest
even-
treasure is friendship, and they find that along
Even
the way.
even the
That
sequels
was the
are
most
fun.
heartfelt Hollywood thing
Yeah.
I've ever heard in
Thank
my
you.
life.
Well,
You should be a pitch man, elevator pitch man.
As I found out last week, I'm apparently going to have to go back and actually make it through the movie The Flash, because not only does it have Michael Keaton as Batman, because Michael Keaton is Batman.
Oh, it's,
Dude,
it's
after we talked about it,
surprisingly
I went to watch it.
But it has Nicolas Cage in it
As Superman.
as Superman.
Yeah.
And Nicolas Cage has always wanted to play Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you watched it, Roberto. Is it worth it? Is it
Yes.
worth
It is.
struggling through how bad that movie is?
It's worth it.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I watched the first
Joe's
40
hat is on
minutes
his
of
face
it.
again.
It's not a good movie. I'm sorry.
Joe-
It's just not.
Joe, you cannot bring your personal taste in movies with your like the whole thing about like you put your bulk up and like we were saying something that is no, you can't.
Joe's covering his entire face with his cap. Just then.
That's okay. His head turns red too, so it's
Yeah.
easy to tell what he's
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Anyways,
just
it's a
saying.
great movie.
Well, any movie where Nicolas Cage plays Superman, I got to give it some props. I mean,
think
come
the
on.
cameos are what really does it for me.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
So what you're
Imagine
saying
him-
is the second half of the movie is a good movie.
I just want to hear him say up, up, and away. That would make my day.
Oh, you're gonna be disappointed.
Damn it. Damn it.
Up and at them.
Up and at them.
Up and
Guys,
at them.
this
Up and
is-
at them.
Guys, this has been just extraordinarily fun. Like the whiskeys have been so
I just
good.
don't know what's with these glasses
cups
that all of
keep
them are
leaking.
all of them are broken. And
Yeah, all of the cups are.
It means
leaking.
you're not drinking fast enough.
Yes.
Well, I finally found one that wasn't, so I'm enjoying the remnants of this last beer because it has been
We're
really
moved
good.
into the podcast part of it now.
Okay,
so,
so do you need me to do like a close for the radio show?
you can do
So-
one if you want. Just say
Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next week when we have Dan Crowell from Glenmorangie. joining
Dan
us.
Crowell from Glenmorangie. It's so fun.
So we'll see you then. Thank you. Good night and cheers, y'all.
And if you're listening to the podcast, just keep listening.
All right, if you're on the podcast, just keep going. It's like people say when you're going through hell, keep going.
Wasn't that Prime Minister
Take a left.
British? I'm having see all this whiskey just got me.
Yeah.
Oh, I
it's
can't
okay.
remember. And
What
I
about-
did
what
watch
about-
the SNL
hey.
UK thing this week. Which
What
they
about
did very
nobody
good on.
goes there? It's too crowded.
Is it Keir Starmer?
No. I'm talking Second World War. I'm having
Winston Churchill.
Yeah, that was Winston
Oh,
Churchill.
You're not allowed to forget him.
Well, I'm sorry, but it was
Like
been a long.
Margaret Thatcher.
I just want no. Winston Churchill is like Margaret Thatcher if Margaret Thatcher smoked cigars.
He's the one who said that phrase, the one that you said.
Yeah.
If you're going through hell, keep walking.
Dude, Winston
going.
Churchill smoked so many cigars that they named a cigar size after what he liked.
Yeah.
And I'm going for that, ladies and gentlemen. The size.
And by the way, the Master Blend Churchill
yeah.
is one of the greatest Churchills in existence.
I just want to say the size somewhere in between the Toro and the Churchill is now going to be called the Cruise.
All I hear here is size queens.
Yeah. Leave
Damn,
it to
that's funny.
leave it to Roberto to make it weird. You know.
Yeah.
It's when we like.
You know
having
what?
on
This
the
is
show,
not
so-
weird enough. We need Roberto.
Do we need to try one more of these?
I think you should.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
If you're just doing one.
Since we're on the bonus,
we
we're
can
on
do
the
both.
bonus
Yeah,
part of the
we
show.
got all the
Bonus.
time in the world now.
The
It's
bonus, vato.
This
Okay,
is
so
bonus
you
at
did
time
3
right
2.
here.
3 first, then 2, and now.
So I'm gonna recommend.
I mean, you could try both of them. Seriously, there's no need to take a.
That's
we've got
true.
all
You
the
can
time in the
do
world.
you can do both, but if you're only gonna do
the
one
series
more,
of the
I
order.
would say number 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So these are these are amazing.
These are.
Tell me about this last one we just tried.
So the last one, that's gonna be a 7. So I pulled these samples last week.
They're so different from each other.
So they're very fresh. Yeah. So
you obviously you like the are these from different places in the Rick House?
yes, and that was what I
Okay, 'cause
wanted
they're
to do.
very different from
I
each
wanted
other.
to give like a little example of what the barge is,
How
without
it
actually
works,
being
right?
there.
Like the
Right.
ecosystem itself.
So this is going to be 27E. So kind of
I'm
middle of the,
imagining this is next to the bottom, but not the bottom.
so middle of the barge on the second floor, but on the middle of the second floor. So you're sitting at 125.5 proof for number 2, and it's going to be 7-year-old.
Oh,
So
Or
this
almost
is,
7.
Okay, so this has some of the butter.
Mm-hmm.
It has some of the cinnamon, a little of the bubblegum, but it has tons of fruit.
question: when you're on the barge and you've got all these barrels maturing, do you ever have any problem with sailors like sneaking into there late at night and just
So-
pouring themselves something?
No, thankfully not as of now. Everything's kind of under lock and key.
Okay.
You have to have 2 different locks to get. Oh, probably shouldn't even mention like what
Yeah.
the security access
Exactly.
is. So never mind. It's under armed guards and
Yeah.
In other words, there's dogs. It's hard to get to the dock.
and there's
Tom
dogs
Cruise
and
couldn't get in there if he
lasers. There's a
wanted to,
laser
yeah.
grid and
And they
you
the only
have
person-
sharks with lasers in the water.
freaking lasers attached to their freaking
Dude,
heads.
and don't forget about the ninja cats you told me about.
Ninja
with
cats.
lasers.
In fact, there's only one person that's ever gotten onto the barge through all of this, and it was Catherine Zeta-Jones. So,
Oh, that's a great reference.
yeah. We were like,
Sean
she-
Connery was
you know what?
just waiting.
He was in the wings, and he
And
was,
when you show up and it's Catherine Zeta-Jones, you're like, okay.
yeah, all right, what barrel do you
All
want?
right,
Dude,
yeah.
that's a great movie
He
reference.
doesn't want you to
thinking,
know
"Gonna
that it's
have
really
some
just a
whiskey."
chain. It's just a chain padlock and a dog like Flash from the Dukes of Hazzard that just sits there.
I'm gonna have some whiskey with Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I think so
That
far
was-
this
that
is
was
my
a-
favorite one of this
Of the
group.
three?
That was a
Yeah.
really good bad Sean
That
Connery
was an amazing
impression.
shot.
That was
I
good.
loved
That was a
it.
good
I
Sean
loved
Connery.
it. I loved it. I think we should. I think he should just be part of the show.
Yeah.
That
I
that
believe
was
in beating
exquisite.
women.
That
You
one,
like this?
That one has a lot of subtlety that but a lot of
this
fruit.
is
Like that's very fruity
It
compared
is
to the
very
others.
fruity. Yes, it is.
What do you guys think it is?
The fruit wise.
Just
Or-
in terms of like of our two.
I think this is the what you use for the 105.
No, this is actually one of our ryes.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you see
does
that
not
thin
taste
line
like a
of
rye.
of being a 51%, right? It's
yeah,
still
it gives it a
No,
lot of
honestly,
nice.
it
I would
does
not have guessed
taste
that as
like
a rye.
Yeah.
Like it's spicy whiskey, but I wouldn't have guessed it as a rye.
This is why I love Blind. Blind has gotten me to buy stuff I would never try otherwise.
Yeah.
I bought
Right.
the new Canadian Club 18 year whatever it
Wow.
was because I tried it blind and I was like, oh, that's actually really fucking good. And then after
Up
that,
next, Cuddy Sark.
we talked. Well, yeah,
Hey,
and-
Cuddy Sark is good
hey
actually.
man, if it's that's the thing. Like we're so indoctrinated by like.
Dude,
the
I've
brand.
got a Canadian Club from the late '80s at the house.
No,
I could see
it's
Roberto
probably
and Cuddy
quite
Sark
good.
commercial
Yeah.
from the
No,
70s.
I'll bring you a bottle of Cuddy Sark Prohibition style, 50%. It's bottled in bond. Cuddy Sark
Nice.
Scotch bottled in bond. It'll blow your mind.
Nice.
I went to a Canadian club in the '80s called Power Tools. It was really interesting.
I remember Power Tools.
Yeah.
I
But-
played there quite a few times.
I mean, like you look at what you're drinking. It's an 18-year-old
Dude,
like
this is-
Canadian rye, and it's $40.
All right,
Like it's
so-
a good Canadian club.
Yeah.
Sure,
For what
a
it's
Canadian
worth,
club.
we're in the total bonus segment. Do we want to try the last?
I think
whiskey?
you should.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Why not?
Shall we do a little bit more of this? Hopefully they're not.
Do you have enough
Your leaky cups.
Yeah,
No, just-
mine,
I'm just gonna
mine
use
was
my
leaky
Glencairn.
last time, but I managed to. Like,
This glass
stand
one
Yeah,
it.
is
I
not
managed to
leaky.
drink it quick enough.
You know what? There's a little chocolate
Here you
in
go.
that last one too.
I see that. It's
Yeah.
It's almost like a
You can use
a
one of
milk
those up there
chocolate,
for me
though.
if
I
you
gotcha.
want.
Yeah, it's way on the outside.
It's a little fattier. It's like
Yeah.
like lactic. Yeah.
This is not it. Why did I?
No, it's
No, it's
this
number 4.
one. Yeah, he's the one that hasn't been open.
Stupid.
I could make fun of you, but I'm like,
Hi, I'm a
Please
bartender.
do. I love self-deprecation.
Roberto.
I'm a depressive emo guy. I love
Oh,
self-deprecation.
okay.
I'm joking.
He sits at home and listens to what is that? How my songs my songs know what I did in the dark last summer.
Right, yeah. My songs know
Why
what
do
you
you
did
have so
in the
many
dark.
Nitzareb albums?
Yeah. So Nitzareb is not emo. Nitzareb is industrial noise and wonderful.
Any of us?
I know it makes me want to cut myself.
Join in the
his,
chat.
and then
Come
this
on,
one's
baby.
mine.
That's good stuff, Nitzareb.
Oh, maybe I just got it wrong, but that makes me want to cut myself a little bit.
Yeah. Well, it
Makes
should.
me
It should.
cut myself a little. So you're like one of those people that read Catcher in the Rye, and as soon as you finished, you were like, "Must kill John Lennon, kill John Lennon, kill John Lennon."
Get out of my head. It's creepy.
All right.
And why do I keep
this
buying
is
that
number
book every time I go to a bookstore?
It was different for me. It was like must kill Nicolas Cage. Must kill
Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
This is so cinnamon fruit.
Have you
So-
noticed how once we're freed from the bonds of radio terrestrial broadcasting, we start talking about killing
Yeah, you
Nicolas
guys really
Cage?
want
It-
to kill a lot of
it
people.
turned very
This is
very
like a
dark.
chocolate apple pie.
And you
Oh,
still haven't
this
seen
is-
Renfield. You still haven't seen
It's
Renfield.
crazy.
You
No, I
nailed
don't know.
that
And you
right
need-
there. Chocolate apple pie right there.
right?
Oh yeah, that's very much.
With cinnamon, like cinnamon
Yeah,
chocolate.
man. Oh, this is
Dude,
good.
that totally
This
is chocolate apple
might
pie.
be my favorite of those four.
All right, so what is this one?
So I'm glad we did this last. This was intentional. I knew that was going to happen. This is a 7-year rye. It's 122.8 proof.
Love
but
this.
this is on the first floor. So again, you're
This
you're
is
kinda-
unapologetically rye too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it is very
Yeah,
bold,
the
it's in
apple,
your
the-
face. Yeah. But in all the it's hitting all the highlights, and there's like no low lights on this one.
It leaves nothing but spice on the tongue in the beautiful way.
This is, regardless of the blends that you have to do, this by itself is
dude,
freaking outstanding.
I love
It
single
really is.
barrels. It's one. It makes my job so much easier.
All right, put S&T on this barrel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Slash
Can do
spirit
that.
box.
Yeah, can do that.
Spirit box.
This is the one we want.
I can do a split barrel. That's fine.
That's it. Yeah.
Guys, this has been so much
We'll put it
fun.
in specs.
Thank you.
We know specs people.
Thank you so much for coming in and doing this. And I just want to say, the next time we do this, You
And
are
there will be a
totally-
next time.
Joe, you're gonna.
You are
yeah.
totally, Joe, going to go on microphone and on
Yes.
camera.
And that's when they never come back.
I understand why he wanted to sit it out because I would have too if I'd been smart. But
If I'd have known what we sound like.
yeah, right. But having your reactions, I just want him to be on camera.
I agree.
When you say
Reacting
something,
to my dumb
Yeah.
shit.
he pulls his cap over his head.
100%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thank you guys so much for being here and being a part of the show.
Yeah, truly.
You guys
Thank you.
This
rock.
has been
Thank you so
wonderful
much.
fun, and the whiskeys have been amazing. I don't think we tried anything.
This would have been a shorter and much more quiet show if your whiskey was not amazing.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
even if it was just like pretty good.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
would
we'd have been done.
Yeah, we'd have been done a while ago.
Well, thank you.
So,
I
well,
appreciate that. And
Thank you to everybody for making it through all of this with us, and apologies for drinking news and for Ian.
We're
And,
troopers.
hilarious.
Have a
And for
great week,
Ian.
everybody.
Cheers, y'all.
Love
We
you
didn't do my
guys.
cigar review. So Backwoods cigar, it was a blackberry bramble.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers, y'all.
Sunshine is so good to you.